The Beginnings. Story 1. God creates our world. Taken from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, through Genesis chapter 2, verse 4. It may be hard to imagine a time when there was no earth, no mountains, no ocean, no people, no animals, no sun or moon or stars. A time before time. But there has never been a time when there was nothing, because there was always God. This narrative and the other stories in this series were first told to Moses by God himself. God called Moses to lead the children of Israel out of Egypt after they had lived as a nation of slaves for hundreds of years. And although they had seen God's power during the 10 plagues that devastated the land of Egypt, these freed slaves did not know God. This is the first in a series of historical events recorded by Moses as God introduced himself to the nation of Israel. And God is still introducing himself to people today, people just like you. Here's how God's story begins. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth had no form and was empty, and darkness was on the surface of the deep waters. And the Spirit of God hovered over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and he called the darkness night. And the evening and the morning became the first day. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the middle of the waters, and let it divide the waters." And God made the expanse, and put part of the waters below the expanse, and part of the waters above the expanse. And it happened. And God called the expanse heaven. And the evening and the morning became the second day. And God said, "Let the waters below the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it happened. God called the dry land earth, and he called the waters which had gathered together seas. And God saw that what he had done was good. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, and edible plants that produce seeds, and fruit trees that contain their own seeds, that will produce fruit on the earth after their various kinds." And it happened. And the earth grew vegetation, and edible plants that produce seeds of their own kinds, and trees that yielded fruit after their kinds, that had seeds inside of them. And God saw that what he had done was good. And the evening and the morning became the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens, to divide the day from the night. And let the lights be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years. Let them serve as lights in the expanse of the heavens, to give light on the earth." And it happened. And God made 2 great lights. The greater light was to rule over the day, and the lesser light was to rule over the night. And he also made the stars. And God set them all in the expanse of the heavens, to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that what he had done was good. And the evening and the morning became the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters be filled with moving creatures that have life, and birds that can fly above the earth in the open expanse of the heavens. And God created great sea animals, and every living creature that moves, which the waters brought out abundantly, each after its own kind, and birds with wings after its kind. And God saw that what he had done was good. And God blessed them and said, "Be productive and have a lot of offspring, and fill the waters of the seas, and let the birds reproduce in the earth." And the evening and the morning became the 5th day. And God said, "Let the earth bring out living creatures after their various kinds, cattle and things that crawl, and animals of the earth after their kind." And it happened. And God made the animals of the earth, each after its own kind, and cattle after their kinds, and everything that crawls on the ground, each after its own kind. And God saw that what he had done was good. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, and in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every crawling thing that moves along the ground." So God created man in his own image. In his image, God created man, and God created them male and female. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Produce offspring, have many children, populate the earth, and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." And God said, "Take a look. I have given you every edible plant that bears seed, which is on the surface of all the earth, and every tree that carries seed in its fruit. They will be food for you, and to every animal of the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that crawls along the ground. Everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." And it happened. And God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. And the evening and the morning became the 6th day. So the heavens and the earth were finished, and all their vast array. And on the 7th day God ended his work that he had made, and he stopped working on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the 7th day, and set it apart as holy, because in that day he had ceased from all his work which he, God, had created and made. This is the history of the heavens and the earth when they were created. The beginnings. Story 1. God creates our world. Taken from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 through Genesis chapter 2, verse 4.